Hello, everyone. This is Yonks with REtoken, the real estate DAO, and we are coming live on multiple different platforms here tonight. And I cannot tell you how excited I am for being here where we're at. We're literally like a couple days away, and this is a pretty significant date for us. Literally 1 year ago, we did DAO Day on February 22nd, 2023. Fast forward a year to today, and we actually have some clarity with what we're going to tokenize and how that we're going to sustainably, scalably, and responsibly deliver real estate tokenization. So let me go ahead and take down our thumbnail here. Got some agenda prepared over here on Notion. As everybody knows, we love to build in public. And right now joined with Jamie and Tyler. Tyler, my superpower, Mrs. Yonks. So let's take a look at what we've got on the agenda here for tonight. So already mentioned that we biddle in public and live streaming this out across multiple channels. So want to be respectful of everybody's time, communicated that we've got 1 hour allocated for this, but depending on how the conversations unfold tonight, we may do 2 hours. So that being said, Tyler, I'm going to kick this over to you for a quick intro. You can kick that over to Jamie and then back to myself. And hopefully we'll be having Nathan joining us. He was driving up from New Mexico for ETHDenver, and we've got some inclement weather here in February, snowing outside right now. But anyway, over to you, Tyler.
Oh, thanks, babe. So I'm Tyler, I'm Mrs. Yonks. I am a crypto native and pretty excited about the opportunity to bring some real world assets and some functionality on chain. We have been running Airbnbs and rentals and rental cars and properties for about five or 6 years. And this is going to be the first time that we've really found a project that we're passionate about because it had utility and it had the opportunity to solve a real world problem. So super excited to be here. I am the mom of a super active 21-month-old who likes to make her presence known at all times. So I'll probably be on mute most of this call, but here and happy to be on the team.
Yeah, hey, I'm Jamie Jones, UI UX designer. Been in the Web 2 space doing that for ever, trying to transition into Web 3. And I think we all know the dire need that the space has for UI and UX help. So hopefully I can step it up.
And I will absolutely echo the sentiments there. I really believe that a poor UX UI is why that we are not closer to mass adoption of Web3 in 2023. And anyway, that's something that we can talk more about, and we will be talking more about. But Jason Yonker, go by Yonks. That's part of personal branding strategy. We launched REtoken, the real estate DAO, in July of 2021, over a year and a half ago. And it wasn't until just recently here, Q4, that really obtained some clarity surrounding, one, what we're going to tokenize, and two, how that we're going to tokenize that. And from a timing standpoint, really excited about ETHDenver. We have history here at REtoken. We launched REtoken and put some governance, DAO governance logo building blocks in place during a Gitcoin Decentralized Governance Hackathon back in August and September of 2021, won the grand prize for that particular bounty, and really looking to leverage where we're at and the clarity that we have right now to win this hackathon and several different bounties. I don't know what winning this hackathon looks like. Sounds like from what I've heard, there's over 2 million in bounties available. So I'm actually going to showcase a page that I created. This is Notion over here, and huge fans of Notion and the I'm not going to go into details as far as why. So let's take a look here. Not a whole lot of details. We actually use Let Us Meet. I'm not going to talk about that right now. So why join our team? First of all, we absolutely have fun. Building in public, utilizing the Zoom and live stream format is one of the ways that we have fun. And another way too is that we love using POAPs. POAPs our thumbnail for this particular event. I think it's over here on our Notion page. I'll just take a look at this. So here's the POAP for our event here today. And again, this is one of the things, and I'm excited. I saw that ETHDenver, WeLook, has some component. I don't know if WeLook sponsored that, but it looks like WeLook is incorporated into POAP. We'll be talking more about that as we have fun here for this event. So second of all, we solve real problems with win-win-win solutions. REtoken is a part of Triple Win Foundation, 3-Win DAO. I'm not going to go into detail as far as what that looks like here. And we have a plan. So one of the things that we're looking to do, and we'll talk about this, we also have a white paper that we're currently drafting and that will likely be published here in the coming days or weeks for what we're building. And I already mentioned our proven track record. And then we use the best tools. Already talked a little bit about Notion here. We love exploring tools. And then also team perks. This is something that we're actually looking to, one of the tools that we love creating things around is Unlock Protocol. Already talked a little bit about POAPs. And this is the one that I'm most excited about is REtoken, the real estate DAO, is actually a recipient of a Polygon DAO Give Grant in December of 2021, and that Matic has been sitting in our treasury since then. And we've talked about utilizing that in the past. And I think with where we're at, the timing and everything like that, feeling really confident about submitting a proposal to further incentivize what we're building here today. So the other thing I want to show here real quick is the resources. And one of the things you can see, there's a little red box around here. And the reason that that's significant is that this is actually a synced block. And with that, I'm going to go back over here to our agenda page. And this is where that block is synced right here. So we'll come back to that here momentarily. So let's talk about the two teams that we're looking at running. And first of all, I want to thank Tyler for all that she does, all the craziness that she puts up with me. I'm not going to go into detail what that looks like. And I don't know if she wants to touch on that here now. I can hear some noisy toddlers in the background, but looking at running.
Just for the record, I don't know how people have more than one kid. I'm just throwing it out there. Like you get carried off Lord of the Flies style. So I'm just excited to be here.
Well, I think anyway, I have 2 adult kids, so I think the opportunity for the kids to, you know, do kid things together absolutely exists. But anyway, so want to talk about the 2 teams that we're looking at creating here. And this is still a question mark. We're wanting to have more, and we've got, from what I understand, up until March 2nd to really finalize for our team's submission. And with where we're at here today, with the projects that we have on the table are, and we're breaking this down into Team Exchange and then Team RET Club. So, and I don't know if I put any details on this. I think I'm going to bounce back to the other Notion page here real quick. So over here on the plan, this is really surrounding the exchange team. So one of the things that we're really wanting to do is to develop an ERC 1404 smart contract template. And one of the things that I'm really excited about, and this was just based upon some precursory investigation that I've done, is that it looks like ERC 1404 is backwards compatible with ERC 20 with a couple additional caveats surrounding that. And that's really for the security token aspect. Not going to talk about why that we're really gravitating towards the ERC 1404, but it's basically, from what I understand, an extension of ERC 20 for the security token realm. The other thing is really that wanting to create is a minimum viable peer-to-peer real estate token exchange where these ERC 1404 private property tokens can be exchanged among existing real estate token club members. And the other team is, and let me actually take a look because there's several websites in play. This is BMT Guide. This is the pretty much out of the box WordPress plus WooCommerce. It is out of the box, fully functional, where somebody can go through, sign up, acquire, buy, monetize, tokenize NFT that basically is a proof of membership into our Web3 real estate investing community. And then we've got a couple of bundles. I'm not going to go into detail what that looks like. The other one is, and it looks like Linktree was running some maintenance, but retclub.xyz redirects to this very, very rudimentary Linktree page. So this is one that we have an absolute opportunity to really create a Web3 investment club member onboarding experience that will then feed into what we're looking to build over here with these other two items that I talked about on the club exchange. So wanted to kind of pause here and see if what I'm saying is somewhat clear, if I'm just speaking Chinese, but I'll go on mute and let some other people chime in on the thoughts here. Any questions, Jamie or Tyler? Pretty clear?
Yeah, I think so. That Nathan was just typing in Discord. I think he just got to where he can he's having some Zoom issues.
Oh yeah, let me throw the link in there. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Amy was having some problems too. I'm not sure what was going on, but anyway, yeah. So we're doing the exchange and the website separately, and want to get both of them done.
And we do have, this is the my understanding as far as the hackathon requirements is that you can't do any coding prior to the hackathon launch date, which is coming around Friday, February 24th, which is when everything can kind of hit rubber meets the road as far as that goes. And I'm not going to pretend to be a developer nor understand what the best practices are surrounding GitHub repos, GitHub projects. So that's an area of opportunity for somebody that has that experience base, can kind of provide some direction and leadership to our team. I'm more here to just kind of facilitate the conversation, moving the things forward. And I think Mrs. Yonks, who is looking to lead or co-lead the second time, would probably feel the same way. I've told Tyler that her and I, if we get good at one thing, selling the vision for what we're looking to do here and bring in other people, that will be poised for success in 2023 and beyond. Solving housing and providing more solutions for equitable housing. We all know and would agree that housing is a basic human need on a global basis, but I could talk about that stuff all day long.
Well, this is going to be a really cool opportunity to have the rubber meet the road on whether people really buy into the use case for real world assets. We've been saying that we think that there's a huge need for real life assets to do this. And it's kind of funny. We tell people, we said we're actually trying to solve housing. And so people will say things like, oh, do you mean metaverse, or what do you mean? So it's been interesting to say, no, we mean like actual houses made out of actual bricks with actual addresses that we want to put real people in and provide living situations. It's pretty exciting. I think that Jason's favorite prediction is in the next 5 to 10 years, tokenized houses will actually be worth more, like comparable house for house. A tokenized house will just be worth more because of the options that it gives you. So time will tell if he's right on that, but I think it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and I've also been saying number go up, number go down as far as crypto market cap. Right now, we're still in crypto winter, and the crypto market cap fairly recently just surpassed, for the first time in a little while, 1 trillion. And at one point in time, it was over 3 trillion. And I really believe that the tokenization of real world assets is going to send that number fairly quickly from 1 to 3 trillion to 10 trillion. And people are going to be like, what in the hell just happened? And that's because there's so much foundational aspects being laid for bringing real world assets on chain. And I think the biggest opportunity is the tokenization of real estate. But again, could talk about that all day long. Let's take a look here. So it seems fairly clear as far as what we're looking to do with our two teams. And I'm going to promote you, Tyler, to co-host to make sure that I'm not missing out on something here as far as letting people in. And I might need to go in and take a look to see here to make sure that people can join late. Let me see. I do have allow participants to join anytime selected. All right, I think that it should be good for them to join, but just saw a message here from Nathan. I unchecked the require Zoom account to see. Let me ping him in. So moving down the list here, ETHDenver tracks. And I haven't spent a lot of time looking to see how the bounties and the tracks are broken down. These are the 5 tracks that the ETHDenver Bidathon stewards have communicated. And right now the thoughts are submitting the team exchange on the impact and public goods, and then the team RET club on the DAOs and community. I don't know if there will be an opportunity for a third team. I'll feel really good. Oh, and it looks like that might have helped. I just saw a pop up here for Nathan. So we'll let, I don't see his Nathan having a mic yet. So we'll let that sync all up here momentarily. And if you are able to chime in, Nathan, and you'd like to do an introduction, we would love to hear from you. And I see the little mic button. And feel free to chime in on chat. We are live streaming on several different channels right now, and was just talking about the different track opportunities. And to rewind a little bit, one of the other things that we're looking to do is to run 2 teams and kind of have that broken down here. And this is kind of an evolution from when we spoke last time, as far as, and that's just really to put some more continuity in between the Web 2, Web 3 onboarding and what we're looking to build with the ERC 1404 smart contract template and the peer-to-peer real estate exchange for the private property tokens. So did you want to chime in, Nathan, or should I keep on going with the agenda that we've got here prepared? And this is meant to be a very open conversation too. So anybody that wants to chime in, go ahead, Nathan.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, please continue. Just listening and kind of learning. Yeah.
Awesome. So one of the other things too, besides the tracks, and I actually added that here down to our next actions, is to do more due diligence on the ETHDenver tracks and bounties. But again, the two top ones that I'm really looking for is the impact and public goods under the peer-to-peer real estate token exchange. We really believe that it's fairly proven, I think, even from a statistics and net worth aspect, is that people that own their home have a substantially more amount of net worth than people that are renting. And one of the things that Tyler and I are super passionate about, and this is something that we were passionate about before we even started going down some of these crypto rabbit holes, is to really help renters become owners. And one of the things that I really like to, I think the biggest differentiator as far as Web 3 versus Web 2 is the ownership aspect and more equitably distributing created value across those that help to create that value. And that's one of the things just to focus on that we're doing here as REtoken, the real estate DAO. We're actually going to be doing a REtoken airdrop. We have a social token. We like using that as a proof of contribution, proof of participation for what we're doing. And just to amplify that a little bit, like we created this Let Us Meet over here, and I'm gonna bring that open because one of the reasons that we love Let Us Meet, besides being the most inclusive way, and you can kind of see here just by looking at the heat map, it basically creates a heat map of the availability. Second of all, this also serves as a social proof. And one of the things that we like to do to incentivize desired behavior through our social token is reward REtoken, and want to send Nathan, if you could, a DM to Tyler or just in the chat here with your Web3 wallet, because one of the things that Tyler adds value. Go ahead, Tyler.
Hey guys, real quick, send it to me. Mrs. Young's #0771. I think we're all in group chat, but I don't know if I can get to this this Discord after we're done. So just send me your wallets there. We'll do the airdrop after.
So Mrs. Young's keeps track of our proof of participation in a spreadsheet. And that's one of the things that we love to do on Coinvice. And let me actually just throw this open here just so that everybody can see a little bit about how that we love to operate. Let me see if I can find the Coinvice REtoken DAO. And I'm going to throw this in the Zoom chat here too. Chat, I might have to log into MetaMask. So the MetaMask that it's wanting me to log into is the REtoken DAO hot wallet. And that's where, I'm not going to go into details what functionality that the hot wallet provides, but it's the one that has the, where the community is here on Coinvice. Coinvice is the social token platform that we use to mint the social token for REtoken, the real estate DAO. And the thing that we love about that is that it provides a really nice mechanism. And looking here, Tyler, this is something that we never did for our second one. And if you're wondering, for those that are OCD as me, when I created this live stream, I actually created it with a number 3. This is technically the 3rd live stream that we've had over since October, November, where we're really looking to put forward our minimum viable product, which is BMT Guide, buy, monetize, tokenized, in conjunction, that's the Web3 real estate investing strategy, in tandem with RET Club, which is our real estate token clubs network. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing at the tail end of this live stream is we're going to be doing an airdrop via Coinbase based upon the short list that Mrs. Yonks provides for tracking the airdrops that we've done since day one, since when we created a social token. And the goal here, after we create enough value with REtoken, we're actually planning on doing our very own regulation, crowdfunding, turning REtoken, the real estate DAO, into a security token. And that's one of the things that we've got on our roadmap for BMT Guide NFT by REtoken. But anyway, that's a little bit of a tangent, but a noteworthy one, because thank you to everybody that participated in the Let Us Meet. We love using that to make sure that we have the most inclusive time for scheduling some events. And there's a possibility that we may use that again throughout this Biddle-a-thon, because as we get closer here, we're literally less than 2 days away from the hackathon, the Biddle-a-thon officially kicking off. And we don't know how crazy that's going to be, because I'm in another, and this is one of the things that I communicated to the smaller team that's on the live stream right now, is that I'm also in another conversation with a half a dozen people that are also interested in doing a housing related project. I really feel that where we're at is much further along than probably most people in the space. I also have a very myopic view, but we launched REtoken, the real estate DAO, as a DAO on July 26th of 2021, so a year and a half ago. And this is something that I've spent a substantial amount of time from an ideation standpoint to get where we're at today. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go ahead, Tyler.
I was going to say there's one other thing. A question that we get a lot is people say, aren't there other real estate on chain? And the answer is yes. And what differentiates us is a couple things. One is a lot of people either want to just put traditional rental property on chain, which is fine, or they want to do land on chain, or they want to just tokenize traditional rental properties. So there's places for all those, but what we're doing is not any of those. That's I don't know if you want to spend a minute on the differentiator on that.
I think the biggest differentiator is our ethos of being intentional about creating a win, 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 triple win. And REtoken, and that's one of the things I'm going to bounce to our homepage here on Notion. And this is something that really, I think, captures this. This is a Figma diagram that I created, sent out via this tweet, and I'll bring open this tweet here. Triple Win Foundation. And for those that are familiar with in 1994, and I'm actually planning on doing an origin story for Triple Win Foundation, but triple bottom line was a concept that was introduced over 25 years ago, triple bottom line, that talks about social, economic, and environmental impacts. And that's one of the things that the UN put forward through their 17 ESG efforts. And that's really baked into the ethos here, because like one of the, there's several projects that are doing real estate tokenization with single family residents with a decent amount. I think that they've tokenized over 100 properties each. And I don't know what that number looks like in February 2023, but basically what they're doing is they're tokenizing a rental property situation. And my biggest question with that situation is, how is that tokenized situation benefiting the tenant? The primary economic driver for that situation is the tenant. And that's one of the things that we're really looking to do, is creating shared value. And that's one of the things that I'm really excited about. We didn't have the clarity in July 2021 as far as what we would tokenize. Obtain that clarity here. And this is something that hopefully over the next, and I'm going to just put this out here, March the 3rd, 3/3 is going to be our very first for Triple Win Foundation annual event. And it's kind of obvious why they're looking to do that on March the 3rd, 3/3. And it's, again, just to have some fun with numbers. I'm kind of a numbers geek, not going to go off on that. Tyler and I will say, got married on 8/18/18, one of the most epic palindromes. Go ahead, Tyler.
It was. And when we booked our venue, the wedding coordinator said another bride had been holding that date for 3 years. And the day before we tried to book it, she said, I guess she had 250 brides waiting for that day. And so I'm just so excited I don't have to deal with them. So just book it. Hey, babe, can you talk about the exchange and what we're doing with the private property tokens, why we're building that?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me actually just bring open this wall that I'm talking to that if I can. I might have actually closed it, but I'll bring that open here real quick, which is the BMT guide NFT. BMT stands for buy, monetize, tokenize. And that's one of the things when obtained this clarity really became apparent that what we're doing is so fundamentally different than any other real estate investing strategy. And buy, monetize, tokenize is really the three main life cycle phases that's going to happen. Buy, that's fairly straightforward. We buy a property. Monetize it, that's where we really are going to deliver and through this creating shared value. So mention Tesla House Co-op, and Tesla House Co-op is a house proof of concept, and doing this live stream from what will be our very first Tesla House Co-op proof of concept in North Glen. Hoping to have a little bit of a barbecue slash first annual meeting slash kickoff for Tesla House Co-op next Friday. Not this Friday, but a week from this Friday on March the 3rd. And that's one of the things with all the events going on, have to see when that lines up. But anyway, buy phase, we buy a property, monetize. That's where we really look to add a substantial amount of value above and beyond what other people have traditionally done in the space. Instead of just taking a property, tokenizing it, renting out that property, which I would say is kind of a Me Too dynamic, we're really wanting to create a next generation model using Web3 through a cooperative. And one of the things that pretty excited about doing is also bridging community land trust with a limited equity cooperative. And don't want to go into details. We're not even going to have that many details on the first version of our white paper. That's really something that we're wanting to expand upon here in the coming weeks and months as far as what that really looks like. And that's really architect. Go ahead, Tyler.
Hey, Jason, can you post that wiki page that you put in there so people want to check out what we're doing?
Yeah, on the live stream or in the Zoom?
Whatever you think.
I think everybody here on the Zoom has seen it. I don't know if you're on the live stream, Tyler, if you could share that on our YouTube page. I think I've got it here too. Let's see.
So yeah, our white paper is mostly done. Some people have been giving some pretty helpful feedback, so we're just trying to get that all incorporated. But yeah, we want to have our beta version out here very shortly.
Yeah, not only our beta version, but version 1.0 that we're going to upload into IPFS and forever cement that on the blockchain. And from a timing standpoint, I think the opportunity to potentially incorporate some of the Biddle-a-thon teammates into the white paper, because I think that what we're doing is so fundamental. And one of the things that I'm really excited about that I've been pretty opposed to historically, and I think it was more just from having some appreciation from a timing standpoint, but where we're at here in 2023, I'm absolutely open to exploring and being intentional about having conversations for obtaining some pre-seed capital for REtoken, the real estate DAO. And I don't know what those conversations will look like. I submitted several opportunities, including through Spork DAO. One of the subsidiaries of Spork DAO is Bufficorn Ventures. So open to participating, pitching. I actually participated in an Arizona State University open pitch competition. They have twice a year, two pitch competitions, one in February, and I think the other one is in September, where week long they do a pitch competition. But that's one of the things that we're going to work on refining. And I think I mentioned that one of the things I've communicated to Mrs. Yonks, that her and I, if we get good at one thing, selling the vision, and I want to hold up here too, and I want to thank Tyler. This literally just showed up, and I don't know, I might have to hold it in front of my face. So Freedom Journal, this literally just showed up on our doorstep. This is the second time that I've had Freedom Journal, but this is basically a framework for achieving a #1 goal in 100 days. So one of the things that we had previously communicated, and this date, February 22nd, has community significance. A year ago, we hosted ETHDenver, and kudos to Tyler, Mrs. Yonks, for an absolutely fabulous virtual event that she hosted for that. And we had originally set for this to be the end of our pre-launch for Buy, Monetize, Tokenize, as well as real estate token clubs. And we didn't get enough done here in the last 3 months that we're really wanting to extend our pre-launch until June the 1st. And that pretty closely coincides to 100 days from now. My personal goal is to onboard 100 people into Buy, Monetize, Tokenize. This BMT Guide NFT, this is a membership NFT that we're creating using Unlock Protocol. We love the composability that Unlock Protocol brings to having an NFT membership. It's a ERC 721 on most of the Ethereum compatible blockchains. We do most of our building on Polygon. And that's one of the things that I put forward here. I'm gonna switch back to our team page. Why join our team? And here's one of the benefits that I was talking about. We have team perks. This is something that I'm wanting to create just for fun, so that we could potentially explore some technology that we may utilize in putting together some of these systems that we're looking to do. To kind of give you an idea, I'm going to go to our tools and services page in Notion here. And this is kind of just to give you all an idea how much that we love evaluating different tools and services. We're committed to finding the best in a particular class for doing whatever it is that we need to do. One that we actually really love doing and planning on implementing that in some manner here is DWork. And I can't remember, I think I've got a tab open with DWork. I do. And here is the one for RET Club Exchange, which I indicated launching at ETHDenver here. And this is something that we'll have more conversations about. Do you want to talk about the tools at all right now, Tyler?
I can't, baby screaming.
Fair enough. So let me go back to our agenda page, and this is a good segue into here, resources and the collaboration tools. And again, I do want to be respectful of everybody's time. Communicated that we would go an hour. We're 5 minutes to our hour mark. I personally reserve 2 hours on my calendar. and I have no problem continuing on with the conversation. So resources and collaboration tools. This is one of the things that I'm not locked into any specific tool. I absolutely love Notion for a lot of different reasons, and not going to go into details, but most of the knowledge-based stuff that has been created for the last year plus has been done in Notion. And it is a tool that is pretty widely utilized across the Web3 ecosystem. And one of the things that I'm pretty excited about, not necessarily pertaining to our hackathon, but AI is all the rage, ChatGPT, and that's one of the things that Notion has incorporated into their platform that we do have some opportunity. So unless anybody has any vehement objections to using Notion, I really would like that to be our main knowledge base. And then for doing some other things, like one of the gaps that Notion doesn't really have is direct messaging and or chatting. So whether that's Discord or whether that's Telegram or another tool, we could potentially even explore like one of the Web3 tools that I've been exploring is Nifty Chat. One of the reasons that Nifty Chat is pretty cool is that it's Web3 native. You can just connect your wallet over here. It does have token gating with Polygon. So like taking this ERC 721 that I was talking about creating for our team over here, the opportunity for us to have a private chat where only the token holders can automatically participate in that private chat is one of the opportunities. But the other thing besides the tools and services, I'm going to create a tag over here. So like DWork, let me actually just do this here real quick. So purpose, I'm going to actually create a new tag, ETHDenver 2023 Biddle-a-thon. And this is something that we can use for any of the tools that we're doing for our Biddle-a-thon. And I'm going to make this a nice orange color here. And then that's where we can automatically make this table pop in based upon any tools that we're using here for ETHDenver for our Biddle-a-thon. And I'm going to add that tag to Notion here as well, ETHDenver 2023. So those are kind of two tools that I would like. One that I kind of want to talk about a little bit here is Coordinate. The reason that I want to talk about using Coordinate is one of the perks that put forward over here. And let me go to the page here for Biddle-a-thon. Is this one right here. This is something that I'm wanting to put forward, and let me actually just go to safe.global here in another window. This is one of the, for those that aren't familiar, this is a multi-sig, formerly known as Gnosis Safe. They just dropped the Gnosis because they acquired XDAI, which is now Gnosis Chain, and this is just one of the things that they're wanting to get more differentiation from Gnosis Chain from the multi-sig safe. So where I was going with this is I actually wanted to show the Polygon safe here for REtoken, the real estate DAO. And this is again a give grant that we got here, and wanting to allocate, if it seems that we have enough participation to do 2 teams, wanting to allocate 4,000 of the Matic that we received in a previous Polygon DAO give grant to really move the narrative forward. And the best tool for contributing in this ecosystem for, and I don't know if, have you, Jamie or Nathan, used Coordinate before?
I haven't, no.
Do you want to kind of very high level, Tyler? I don't know if you're able to kind of explain what Coordinate does or how that it works.
Yeah, it's actually just a percentage. It's just a percentage calculator, super simple. But you can say hey, I think Nathan did half the work this week, so he gets half the available points, and then we can tie those points to tokens. It's a really nice way to acknowledge people. The two caveats are you're not allowed to give any points to yourself. You're not on the list. And you don't have to give your points to anybody, but whoever gets the most points from the team gets the most tokens. So it's just a really great way to build collaboration, really recognize your peers, and have people function in kind of the most unselfish way they can, because you can't allocate to yourself and there's an actual prize tied to it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so like Tyler said, it's basically a team-based calculator for determining who gets the pot. So like on this, 2,000 Matic and 4,000 REtoken is kind of what I was thinking for each team to really split up. So we could either just do it equal, but again, the opportunity to bring in more people that may not be like a core contributor to the team is kind of what I'm thinking. We love creating an inclusive environment. What we're doing here has so many implications as far as really providing some real world solutions for some important problems. I mean, I don't think that we can really have a strong appreciation. We can from our wallet standpoint, and those that have been able to participate, especially from appreciation standpoint as real estate owners, especially in some desirable markets like Denver or Phoenix or Miami, or the list goes on as far as some of those more desirable markets that have had an immense amount of appreciation just in the last 5 years. But anyway, those are some thoughts on some tools and services that we can use. And I'm open to kind of like, this has been a pretty high level conversation as far as just kind of getting some syncing up here. I'm quite okay with like turning the conversation over to some other people, whether that's you, Jamie, or Nathan, as far as some tools that we can really do from an ideation standpoint that are kind of outside of my realm of expertise for collaborating as a team.
I'll go ahead and go then. Yeah, I just want to say, first of all, thanks for inviting me to the meeting. It's been great listening to all this. And I did get a chance to delve into the white paper a while ago and read some of it. So I think I have a pretty good idea about the background. I am eager to dive more into the actual Solidity deployment and the smart contracts that are deployed to get a sense of how everything is going to kind of work together. That's the technical part of me that wants to jump to that. But I may have a guy I worked with who's a colleague at Coinbase that might be interested. I know he's going to be here at ETHDenver, but I don't know if he's already on the team. So if we are looking for additional people, I can consider him. I also wanted to go back to what you said at the beginning of the conversation. You were talking about some of the bounties. It's a 2-hour long bounty video. I was watching it last night. I got an hour and 40 minutes through it or so. I saw some really cool bounties that I personally liked from Open Zeppelin as well as Tenderly that dealt with like contract monitoring. Or I mean, even very simple stuff that's out there. Like if you just have an Oracle and instead of using Chainlink, you use Teller, that's a bounty, for instance. So, I mean, I've never been to a Biddle-a-thon before or any hackathon, so I'm a little bit nervous about that part. But other than that, I'm really excited. I'm interested in joining. I've never used this tool that you're talking about. By the way, going back to the Collaborate tool, but it sounds great. It sounds like project management with incentives.
Yeah, it's basically like it's got some kudos aspect, and it's been probably, man, 10 or 12 months since I've looked at it, and it's utilized pretty extensively across the ecosystem. Tyler and I have had varying degrees of participation in other DAOs. Bankless DAO, for example, I've got strong roots with DAO relationships there at Bankless. And that's one that they still use today for really like in a very, and I think that Bankless is probably one of the best case studies as far as more of a decentralized autonomous organization. I see Tyler's got her mic open. Go ahead, Tyler.
Oh yeah, I just want to throw in one other thing, which is that you make a little statement, like 1 or 2 sentences of what you've done. Because a lot of times people are doing lots of work and the team doesn't necessarily know everything. So one of the things you can do is say, hey, I built this, I fixed that, I, brought this person onto the team, blah, 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 whatever you did during that sprint, which how short this hackathon is. I don't know if we'll do a coordinate every day or whatever, but however our sprints go. But you don't have to count on people knowing what you're doing. You just tell them. And then if you didn't feel like you did something, you can actually opt yourself out. So it's really nice. I've done it a couple times. I got busy. I know I didn't do anything. I don't want somebody giving me points.
And I mean, one of the things, these working groups here, and this is functionally a working group. I mean, this is the template, this agenda template. Well, let me go to the agenda template here. So this agenda template is one that we've refined based upon doing these BIDL in public format, because we really found that this format is one that really resonated very well, because it provides an opportunity for the core contributors to really get some alignment and then also convey in a very public manner. But like one of the things that I have no problem doing is if we wanted to go ahead and spin up our coordinate circles or whatever they're called, that's something that we could do here during the course of this. And it's kind of a fun way where people can learn with us while that we're doing those things. What do you think, Tyler? Should we go ahead? If you, Nathan, and Jamie kind of like the idea of using that tool, that's something that we can ramp up and launch here during our working group.
We actually need to get this thing wrapped up, but let's put that on for the after tonight. And Nathan and Jamie, did you DM me your wallet so I can get you your airdrop?
Oh,
I was wondering, did you drop your email address into the chat, the Discord chat, and then I can send it to you after we get off this?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
all right. Sent it to Jason earlier. I'll get it there. So one thing I was wondering, so as far as I know, we've kind of delved into the overarching vision, and I've seen the white paper and talked about like communication tools and stuff like that. But as far as the actual build-a-thon, I don't. It's not a long time, so I don't know how much you're envisioning getting like an MVP done, or I don't know how the rules work exactly. Like, does this have to be like functional, or are there requirements like documented somewhere for what the goals are going to be and that type of thing?
Yeah, I think that depends on, and I haven't looked at the specific bounties that are available, and that just kind of goes along architecting some stuff where it's around a particular bounty and or like just an overall project in general for that, like best in class. So I don't really understand fully how the judging is going to be done. And that's one of the things that I've got over here as far as on my next action is to do more due diligence. Tyler and I have participated in a hackathon in the past that we did win a couple bounties for. So that's one of the things that I'll really be exploring to have some better guidance for our next conversation. And that's one of the things that I'll incorporate this into the workflow. As you're communicating with Tyler, also send her whatever the Gmail account is that you use so that we can get you added to the Notion as a guest contributor, and then I'll send some links for you all so that you can also get added to DWork. Still not completely sure what the DWork is going to look like. That's something that Tyler and I both have a good amount of experience utilizing that tool. And then I'll also, like I said, we can take getting the coordinate set up offline. How's everybody liking? Do you like the idea of creating using unlock protocol and ERC 721 to represent team participation in this Biddle-a-thon?
Hi, sounds cool to me.
And as I mentioned, besides that's our BMT NFT, let me bring up the thumbnail here for this event, because that's one of the things that we also have a POAP. Have you gotten in, Jamie or Nathan, the POAP collection game yet?
No.
So we love doing
No, I haven't.
POAPs. POAP is a proof of attendance protocol, and it's on primarily the Gnosis chain. And it's kind of like a bookmark of life. And let me bring up the thumbnail that I created for this video that we're live streaming on right now. And this thumbnail has, so this little round icon over here is the POAP that we'll get. And this is one of the things that, again, it's a fun NFT on the Gnosis chain. There's an absolutely fabulous wallet that you can get. Let me see if I can find my bookmark for POAPs. Oh, and this real quick, since this page is open here, this is one that I would encourage everybody to take a look at. ERC1404.org. There's a lot of resources available just linked on this page here. ERC1404 is the smart contract template. That's the #1 goal that looking at getting created on the team exchange. And then the team that Tyler is going to be leading, the RET Club, is more of bridging Web 2 and Web 3 tools to create a fabulous onboarding experience for our real estate token club members. The team exchange is definitely, I think, from a technical standpoint, a higher. And one of the things that I really want us to do, and this is more to you, Jamie, is to, and I don't know what the opportunity from a UX UI standpoint will be for the other team, but the more that we can create a similar UX UI across these 3 websites, bmt.guide, retclub.xyz, and retclub.exchange. And those are pretty explanatory based upon the domain names. Those are the 3 websites that will really be, I would say, involved in our minimum viable product, with different transition, like BMT Guide NFT. That's the least or the minimum viable product. I mean, that's a $47 a year NFT membership for onboarding into our ecosystem, where people are maybe like wanting to explore Web3 plus real estate investing, but for whatever reason don't want to commit to the Real Estate Token Club monthly contribution. And we're putting that $100 a month. There's a big difference, as you can know, between a $47 a year membership NFT versus $100 a month contribution. So we're expecting, and we have no idea what those numbers are going to look like as far as people that open up their wallet that said, hey, $47 a year, I can swing that, versus the people that actually want to commit to investing in the deals that we're going to be creating through this Web3 real estate investing strategy. But anyway, coming back to ERC 1404, this is basically, from what I understand, an extension of the ERC 20 token standard, which is very, very successful and very, very prominent. And that's exciting. Tyler and I, along with Amy, were on a conversation with a token platform management, and I don't even know of a better way to describe that, but we were really talking about the vision that we're putting forward with these private property tokens. Because when you look at like the idea of tokenizing a company versus tokenizing a real estate asset, there's a lot more opportunities in the world to tokenize a real estate asset. Like, to put some numbers behind that, single family residences here in the US, there's over 85 million single family residences that exist. And I believe 4 million new single family residences are getting built every year. But anyway, take a look at some of these resources here. This is something that I'm also going to be going through on ERC 1404. And to come back to your question, Nathan, we're absolutely looking for more team members. We have a very inclusive opportunity with the way that we're structuring this, and we're very flexible and accommodating. We and I have said and will continue to say that Web3 plus real estate equals unlimited global opportunities in the foreseeable future. And I have no problem. I don't even think of like competitors in this space. Where we're at and when we're at here in 2023, we're so early to the space, and it's not even a winner takes all. Real estate, I believe, is going to continue to be a hyper-local, relationship-driven dynamic, and there's just so many different opportunities. It's impossible and inconceivable that one company is going to tokenize all of the real estate on a global basis. Just to even think that is just, anyway. Unlimited opportunities. Bring your friends, and then we're wanting to create something here. Like, one of my favorite stories that I love to tell, and I'm going to tell this story because it's a good one. Even where we're at in 2023, grandma and grandpa money hasn't entered crypto. And there's multiple reasons why. I mean, we talked a little bit about the UX UI earlier and the opportunities surrounding that. But in 2023, if grandma loses her seed phrase, the family fortune would be fucked. Or if grandma had her money with an exchange like FTX, we all know what that looks like right now as well. And one of the things that we love about security tokens is that security tokens are very different. It's not just like something, there's actually a real world asset that's represented by that security token. And there's several pillars that come into play with the security token, and one of which is the transfer agent. In the example of grandma losing her seed phrase, she would just ring up her transfer agent and say, hey, I lost my seed phrase. The transfer agent would be like, hey, no worries, we'll just burn those security tokens, reissue new ones, all good. And that's really where this ERC 1404 smart contract comes into play, is the ability for a token issuer or a transfer agent to burn security tokens, reissue new ones, and not change any dynamics as far as the cap table. It's a pretty powerful concept. But anyway, I'm getting the signal from Mrs. Yonks that I need to wrap this up here. So I wanted to open it up for you, Nathan or Jamie, to kind of contribute some closing thoughts as far as from a decisions or next action standpoint.
Well, to me, this sounds interesting, and I definitely want to be a part of it. I just wanted to clarify a couple of things. It sounds to me like you're creating two teams, basically, that are 2 to 4 people. Is that correct, first of all?
It is, and it's something that that we're even going to potentially open up to more than 2 or 4 people. The way that I understand the game mechanics of this hackathon is that when we get to the team finalization phase, so we've got Biddle Week that's going from February 24th to March the 2nd. And that's where we have the opportunity of collaborating, really inviting other people so that they can contribute their experience, their knowledge, really help us to move the needle forward. And then we've got the final team that we submit that cannot be more than 4 people. Has to be 2, can't be more than 4. So that's the final team submission. And that's one of the things that we're open to having some more conversation as this hackathon proceeds and unfolds. And to rewind here, we're really looking to run 2 teams, the team exchange that will help to create the ERC 1404 smart contract template, as well as the peer-to-peer real estate exchange. And then the other team really looking to bridge the gap from where we're at with bmt.guide, this very out-of-the-box WordPress WooCommerce site, to retclub.xyz, which is just redirecting to a Linktree page to bridge the gap over here to really create a contiguous user journey through onboarding as a BMT guide NFT holder, the minimum viable product to enter our community. Peer-to-peer real estate token exchanges, token exchange marketplace.
So if you're trying to field 2 teams, unless Nathan, we haven't really met before. I don't know much about your background. Are you a full stack dev, or, I mean, I would think you're going to need at least one more dev, or do you need front end too?
So yeah, I've done a lot of web development back in the day. So basically Web 1 all the way through Web 2 for a few years. And then I was a high school teacher for 10 years, and then got interested in Web 3 when I got into Bitcoin in 2013 and Ethereum in 2017 later. So I've been doing, I took some classes on it in 2018 on Coursera on smart contract development. And then Coinbase picked me up last year as a contractor for a year, where I worked as part of BlockSec, which is blockchain security, providing audits for smart contracts as well as blockchain. So that I'm pretty good with Solidity on the back end. As far as deploying anything on chain and live, I haven't done that yet, but I've done a lot of video watching and studying and working on it. And so, I mean, I know a lot of the tools, I know the tech stack, I feel confident I can figure some stuff out, but okay. That's kind of a background. Yeah.
Were you thinking of doing all the front end too, or trying to, I mean,
I would rather just specialize in the Solidity part. I'm happy to help out with some of the Web3 JS integration or the Ethers JS integration, because I'm kind of interested in learning more about that and how it works with JavaScript. But yeah, I mean, as far as UI or like the UX, that would be something I'm not as interested in as the backend Solidity and getting some sort of like street cred there, because, you know, I've been doing a lot of interviewing since I finished my contract there, and I'm trying to get my next gig somewhere.
Gotcha. So it sounds like either one or both teams would probably be looking to add a front end dev. Yeah. And there's a 4-person maximum per team? Is that correct?
The way that I understand it, Jamie, is when we get to the final submission phase, we can't have more than 4 people on the team. And I don't really know what that looks like as far as from a credit standpoint. And that's one of the reasons that we love this BIDL and public format, is that we really want to create an inclusive dynamic where different people that can really see what we're building to potentially contribute. Because I've got connections with developers, not any that's actively contributed to what we're building here. And that's one of the things that I think that we have a unique value proposition for how that we're structuring this to really bring some more people in. And I've never participated in ETHDenver. I mean, there's an immense amount of people that may be looking to join a team even last minute. And that's one of the things that I'm going to be taking a very strong posture and positioning standpoint in person. And that's one of the nice things that having proximity here to Colorado that I'll be able to do without a problem. So I will be continually looking to onboard more people into what we're building here. And this is kind of a reference point where if somebody wants to rewind the conversation here, that they will absolutely be able to do without me having to replay that. And that's one of the reasons that we love this format, is that I can just defer them to this video where they can get an idea of what we're doing and the direction that we're looking to take with what we're looking to build here at the hackathon at ETHDenver.
Cool.
So it sounds to me like you have the Polygon tokens that you're going to distribute to the two teams 50-50, and kind of like based on workload and stuff, as sort of an incentive coming from you guys that was like a grant given to you, if I understand correctly. And then later on sort of deciding who's going to be on the 2 to 4 person team. So some people wouldn't make it, or you're hoping that there'd be multiple teams that you're able to submit under different, names or something. Or I guess I'm trying to understand that piece a little bit.
Yeah, no, we're absolutely looking to submit at least 2 teams. And I think that with the work that we're wanting to get done is absolutely viable. So yeah, like what we're looking to do to sweeten the pot here is do a 2,000 Matic per team, and then 4,000 REtoken as well. And that's where we're going to use Coordinate to really like who's contributing to that and stuff. So
cool. Well, I'm super excited. I can't wait to get to Denver. And I brought, my iMac. I brought my MacBook Pro. I'm ready to get grinding, and meet with you guys and everything.
Yeah, that's why I want to see exactly what it is where you have to do, like what that is going to qualify for an MVP for either or both of these, and just figure out like more actual requirements for that. And looking forward, I already know Jason, looking forward to meeting you, Nathan. Are y'all going to the Cryptorado meetup tomorrow?
I'm really glad that you mentioned that, Jamie. I was just thinking that I'll send or you can, Jamie. There's a Cryptorado is actually where I met Jamie, and it's been a long-running, most favorite crypto meetup, and it's more of just a happy hour. And this, I think, will be the last Cryptorado event to really kick off ETHDenver. But I'll send a link in our group Discord DM there so that you can put that on your radar, Jamie. Well, you're already going, Jamie. For you, Nathan, as well.
Yeah, where are you staying? Are you staying in Denver or?
Yeah, I got an Airbnb like a couple miles from the Biddle site.
Okay, cool.
All righty, well, I'm looking forward to collaborating here. I love winning, and I'll do everything that I can to put together a framework and where we can win at least one and hopefully multiple bounties, and maybe even a first place track or 2 for the teams. Because again, I think that what we have is a basic human need, and the ability to really amplify that with Web3 innovation. As I like to say, we simplify real estate investing with Web3 innovation. And looking forward to knocking down some beers at Cryptorado tomorrow and having more conversations. And I'll do my best to really beef up on some of the bounties that I'm excited about. And I'll get you both added to Notion so that you can start contributing there in a more collaborative manner as well.
Sounds good.
Awesome, thanks. I'll send my ETH wallet address to Mrs. Yonks, and I will, I look forward to getting that crypto invite tomorrow. See you guys there.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, too. Thanks. Night.
You too.